Hello, everyone! Welcome back to my channel, English Resonance. I'm so thrilled to see you all again. Today, I'm super excited to share my daily routine with you and help you practice your English while we explore my day together. Let's make it fun and educational. Let's go! My day starts bright and early at 6:30 a.m. I wake up, stretch my arms, and walk to my window. I open it wide and take a deep breath of the fresh morning air. It feels cool and refreshing, like a gentle hug from nature. I love this moment because it wakes up my body and mind. The sunlight pours into my room, touching my face with warmth. I close my eyes for a second and smile because I feel grateful to start a new day full of possibilities. This moment makes me feel alive and ready for everything ahead. Next, I head to the bathroom. I brush my teeth carefully, making sure they're clean and shiny. I use my favorite mint toothpaste. It smells so fresh. Then I splash cold water on my face to wake up my skin. I use the toilet and afterward I wash my hands thoroughly with soap, making lots of bubbles. It's a small habit, but it keeps me healthy. After that, I walk to the kitchen to prepare my breakfast, which is one of my favorite parts of the morning. I take out a loaf of soft, freshly baked bread from the bakery near my house. I spread some creamy butter on it and add a slice of cheese. I also boil 2 eggs. They're perfectly soft and warm. For a burst of color and sweetness, I chop up some fruits like bananas, apples, and juicy strawberries. To drink, I pour a tall glass of cold milk. It's creamy and delicious, and it gives me energy for the day. I sit at the table and eat my breakfast slowly, savoring every bite. The bread is soft, the eggs are warm, and the fruits are sweet and refreshing. Eating slowly helps me enjoy the flavors and gives me energy to focus at university. I think about my goals for the day while I chew, and it makes me feel ready to learn and grow. After breakfast, I pack my bag for university. I open my backpack and carefully check everything. I put in my English grammar book, which is full of colorful sticky notes. I add my mathematics notebook where I write equations neatly. I also pack a few pens, blue, black, and a fun red one for highlighting. For lunch, I pack a small container with a sandwich, some cucumber slices, and a handful of almonds. Finally, I grab my reusable water bottle, which I fill with cold water to stay hydrated all day. At 7:30 a.m., I leave my house and walk to the bus stop. The morning air feels crisp, and I see my neighbors watering their flowers or walking their dogs. I wave and say "Good morning" in English to practice my speaking. They smile back, and it makes me happy to connect with people. When the bus arrives, I hop on and find a seat near the window. I put on my earphones and listen to an English podcast about vocabulary. I repeat words like motivation, opportunity, and success in my mind, imagining how I'll use them in conversations. After a 20-minute bus ride, I arrive at my university. The campus is lively with students chatting and hurrying to class. I walk to my first class, which is English grammar. This subject is so important because it helps me build clear, correct sentences. Today we're learning about past perfect tense, like I had studied before the test. I take notes carefully, writing down examples and circling new words. I ask my teacher, "Can you explain had been again?" because I want to understand everything perfectly. Learning English makes me feel confident and excited to communicate. After English class, I take a short break. I sip water from my bottle and chat with my friends about our homework. We laugh about how tricky irregular verbs can be. Then I head to my second class, mathematics. Math is like a puzzle. It challenges my brain to think logically. Today we're solving quadratic equations, like finding the value of x in x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals 0. I write each step carefully and feel proud when I get the right answer. Math helps me think clearly and solve problems in life, not just in class. Around 11 a.m., I have a quick break. I sit on a bench outside and eat a small snack, some crunchy almonds and a sweet orange. The orange is so juicy, and the almonds give me a boost of energy. I take a moment to relax, watching birds fly between the trees. It's a peaceful break before my next class. My next class is science, and I love it because it teaches me about the world. Today we're doing an experiment about chemical reactions. We mix two liquids and watch them bubble and change color. It's like magic, but it's science. I write down what I observe and learn words like reaction, solution, and energy. This class makes me curious about how everything around us works, from plants to planets. My classes end at 2 p.m., and I walk back to the bus stop. I put on another English podcast, this time about storytelling. I repeat phrases like once upon a time and happily ever after to practice my pronunciation. The bus ride home feels quick because I'm focused on learning. I get home at 2:30 p.m. and wash my hands right away to stay clean. Then I head to the kitchen to prepare lunch. Today I make a colorful plate of fluffy white rice, steamed broccoli, carrots, and grilled chicken with a sprinkle of spices. The chicken is tender and the vegetables are fresh and crunchy. Eating mindfully helps me feel full and healthy, and I love how food brings joy to my day. After lunch, I rest for 20 minutes. I sit on my couch with a cup of green tea and read an English storybook. Today, it's a short story about a girl who travels the world. I underline new words like adventure, culture, and journey. I write them in my notebook and practice saying them out loud like adventure. It feels so good to learn new words and imagine using them in my own stories. Next, I go to my room and do some exercises to stay strong. I stretch my arms and legs, do a few jumping jacks, and try some yoga poses like the tree pose. It makes my body feel flexible and full of energy. After exercising, I take a warm shower. The water feels so refreshing, and I use my favorite lavender soap to smell clean and calm. Back in my room, I study more English. I review my grammar notes and practice writing sentences like, I have been learning English for 2 years. I also watch a short video on YouTube about English idioms, like piece of cake and hit the nail on the head. I repeat them out loud and try to use them in my own sentences. Learning idioms is fun because it makes my English sound more natural. Around 5 p.m., I take a break and sip a cup of chamomile tea. I sit by the window and think about my goals, like speaking English fluently and maybe teaching others one day. It makes me feel motivated to keep studying. Then I go for a short walk outside. The evening air is cool and I see kids playing and neighbors chatting. I say, hello, how are you, to practice my English, and they smile back and it makes me happy to connect with people. When I get home, it's time to prepare dinner with my family. We make a big pot of pasta with tomato sauce and fresh basil from our garden. The kitchen smells amazing, like a cozy Italian restaurant. We talk about our day while we cook, laughing about funny moments and sharing stories. Dinner is so special because it brings us together. After dinner, I help clean the dishes, scrubbing each plate until it shines. I wash my hands again and feel satisfied with a clean kitchen. Then I sit down to read another English story. This time, it's a mystery book, and I practice reading out loud to improve my speaking. I also write in my diary, describing my day in English, like, today I learned new words and ate delicious food. It's a great way to practice writing and reflect. Before bed, I relax by watching a short educational video about British culture. I learn about tea time and how to say cheers for thank you. I repeat the words carefully and write them down. Learning about other cultures makes me excited to travel one day and use my English in real life. Finally, I get ready for bed. I brush my teeth with my mint toothpaste, wash my face with cold water, and put on my cozy pajamas. I feel clean and calm. I turn off the lights, lie in bed, and think about my day. I smile because I learned new English words, ate healthy meals, and spent time with my family. It was a productive and happy day. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on English Resonance and watching my daily routine. I hope you learned some new English words and enjoyed my day with me. Practice your English, stay happy, and I'll see you in the next video. Sweet dreams!